Hi everyone. Today we are going to understand the concept of transactional analysis, and we are also going to analyze the various factors pertaining to it. Now let us first understand the basic concept of transactional analysis. See, in order to understand each other's behavior and thereby to improve the same, it is very important that we understand the concept of transactional analysis. Actually, transactional analysis is all about understanding the interpersonal relationships and help in improving those. So it is a psychoanalytical technique used to help people understand their own and others' behavior also. So it was introduced by Sir Eric Berne, and it is mostly used in understanding interpersonal relationships, that is, the interactions between two people. Now let us understand the various factors which are to be analyzed in this. The first is the study of self-awareness. Yes, it is very important that one knows about his personality and at the same time even have knowledge of others also, so that they can advise each other on how to improve. Okay, at least they can help in making each other aware of the flaws and good things about each other's personality. Now Johari Window helps us in this. So it was basically given by Luft and Harrington, and as I said, it helps in understanding ourselves and even others. Now, when we look at the diagram of Johari Window, we can see that there are four columns. The first one is open self, and the second one is blind self, third being hidden self, and fourth one is unknown self. So what are all these? Now let us understand them in detail. When we talk about open self, it is something about which a person knows, okay, and at the same time others also know about that person. So let's say there is something that I know about myself. It is a very open thing about my personality, and at the same time other person is also aware of the same. So this is basically open self. Now when we talk about blind self, it is when a person does not know about a particular trait of his or her personality, but others know it. Okay, so it is unknown to self and it is known to others, as shown in the diagram also. Now hidden self is basically a trait of a personality in which a person hides or keeps something confidential. It could be intentionally also, or it could be unknowingly also. So here basically the person hides something, keeps something confidential from others. Now unknown self, when none of the parties know the feature or trait of each other, it is basically a part of unknown self. Okay, when both the parties do not know about the traits about each other, okay, so then this is unknown self. Now let us understand the second one, which is analysis of ego states. So it is very important that we understand what is the ego of a person. That is he having a child ego or an adult ego or a parent ego? So the question is, why do we need to understand the ego states of each other? See, it is because of ego state we can come to know whether that person is a wise person, okay, and whether that person is shows an immature behavior or that person is a protective one. So when we talk about child ego, see, when a person's traits are characterized by, as I said, immature behavior, they are said to be a part of child ego personality. It includes joy, anxiety, and dependence on others. So this is what child ego personality is like, wherein a person is like behaves like an immature person, suddenly becomes happy, suddenly sad, and so on. Now, when we talk about adult ego, when a person is wise and shows the quality of contemplation, okay, shows the quality of wisdom over a concern and provides solutions to it, he or she is said to have an adult ego. Okay, now what is parent ego? See, when a person in this are basically characterized by being protective, rule maker, moralizing. We all know how our parents are. They are very much protective about us. They teach us values, moral values, and also parent ego is basically the person's personality in which he or she is very much like a parent, okay, protective, rule maker, and all. Okay, now analysis of transactions. It is a technique of examining the interpersonal communication between at least two individuals. Okay, so here basically we examine the interpersonal communication between at least two individuals. And when we talk about script analysis, it is basically a program which is developed in a person's mind in the childhood under parents. So under the influence of parents, okay, a person learns so many things that becomes imbibed in his or her mind, and also it can become the principle which governs their life. So that is also very important to be understood, that what is basically fit into the mind of the person while he or she was growing. Now, game analysis. These are basically the things which people in an organization do to convey something to other. Okay, people in an organization interact with each other in many ways. So, game analysis basically helps us in knowing the way people convey to each other in an organization. Now, the other one is analysis of life positions. See, in this, people basically make certain assumptions about oneself and others. I may make an assumption that I'm a good person and other is not a good person, and so on. So basically there are four possible life positions. The first one is I am okay, you are okay. I am okay, you are not okay. I am okay, I am not okay, you are not okay. I am not okay, you are okay. So these are four life positions which shows the self-worth of one. Now, stroking. See, it is a message conveyed to either motivate or demotivate others. So this was all about this. Now let us practice some important questions. What helps in analyzing self-worth of both the parties involved in communication? Analysis of game, analysis of life positions, analysis of script, stroking. See, we discussed that in order to analyze the self-worth of both the parties who are actively engaged in a communication, we have to understand the four possible life positions. That those are, as we discussed, I am okay, you are okay. Okay, which shows confident personality, a positive personality. Then I am okay, you are not okay. It's kind of rude personality or some egoistic type of personality. That I am not okay, you are not okay shows that that person is a very negative person. And I am not okay, you are okay is a kind of person who does not have belief in herself or himself. So the correct answer for this would be analysis of life positions. Now the other question is, a person with parent ego is rule maker, creative, jovial, understanding. See, we discussed that a person has basically got three types of ego: child ego, parent ego, and adult ego. A person with child ego is basically a very immature type of person. That is, the person shows a moody kind of behavior wherein he or she gets excited very soon and also gets depressed as very soon. So when we talk about parent ego, we discussed that a person with parent ego is having a characteristic which is basically being protective, giving moral values, and he or she is a rule maker. So this is basically a rule maker which is coming in the parent ego. So the correct answer would be rule maker for this. So this was all for today. Thank you so much for your time.